Okay, we are going to find a circumcenter using these 3 points. Points A, 0, 0, B, 6, 0, and C, 3, 6. So in order to find the circumcenter and orthocenter, you need to know, like, with a triangle, like this, just say, where this is A, this is B, and this is C, you need to know what line A's equation is, line BC's equation is, and what line AC's equation is, in order to figure out the lengths of those lines. Well, in order to do that, you need to find the midpoints of each of those lines. For instance, AB, the midpoint is in the middle of that line, which would make these two equal to each other. So to figure out the midpoint, you do the averages of the x's for each line. So if it's line AB, you're going to do average of the x's of A and B. Same thing, y's. That's how you get it for all of those. Then, using slope formula, you'll find the slope, and then you use the opposite reciprocal to get the perpendicular slope. Go ahead and pause, take a moment to pause this, and you can copy this all down. So that way I can erase it and show you how to find the circumcenter. Go ahead and pause now. Now with the circumcenter, let's say, well, since the first one had an undefined perpendicular slope, we're just going to push that off to the side and not even use it. But as for the second one, which is BC, we have, you're going to use the midpoint and the perpendicular slope, which gives you a point and a slope, so you're going to put it into point-slope form. Therefore, the midpoint of BC, I'm going to put that over here just so we know what we're working for, or with, I'm sorry. BC, you're going to put it into point-slope form. So y minus y1 is the y out of the midpoint, which is 3, equals, and then you're going to take the perpendicular slope, which is 1/2 in this case, and then you're going to have x minus 9/2. So then when you simplify it, you're going to get 1 minus 3 equals 1/2 x, as you're going to use the distributive property to both of those. So positive plus a negative, or positive times a negative is still a negative, so it's going to be minus 9 times 1 is 9, 2 times 2 is 4, so it would be minus 9/4. Once you do that, you're going to go down here and you're going to do y minus 3 or no, I'm sorry. You're going to add 3 to each side, which gives you y equals, and that will cancel out, 1/2 x minus 9/4, and then that's 3 over 1, so you need to make that 4, so you're going to times that by 4 and that by 4. 3 times 4 is 12, so it would be plus 12 over 4. Then you get y equals 1/2 x, and then you take negative 9/4 plus 12/4, which gives you negative 9 plus 12 gives you 3, so you get plus 3/4. And there's your first equation, and hold on to that. Okay, now with your second line, which is line AC, you're going to put it in point slope form using the midpoint and your perpendicular slope again. Therefore, you're going to put it in point slope form, so it'll be y minus 3 equals negative 1/2 x, 1/2 times x minus 3/2. Therefore, when you use the distributive property to each of these, you get y minus 3 equals negative 1/2 x plus 3/4. Then you're going to add 3 to both sides. You're going to add 3 over 1, but then you need to make these the same, so you times them both by 4. Therefore, this all goes away, and you'll have plus 12/4. Well, then when you do 3/4 plus 12/4, you get 15/4, so you'll have y equals negative 1/2 x plus 15/4 as your second equation. Next, in order to figure out x for your circumcenter, you will take these two equations that we had gotten and you will put them equal to each other. Equal. Therefore, you have 1/2 x plus 3/4 is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 15/4. So you want to add 1/2 x here and add 1/2 x here to eliminate this and add those together, you get x. So you'll have x plus 3/4 equals 15/4. Then you minus 3/4, so that'll cancel out and you'll get minus 3/4 over here. And since they already have the same denominator, you leave it. So then you have 15 minus 3 is 12, so you'll have x equals 12/4. Or if you simplify 12/4, it'll be 3, and that's what you mainly want is x equals 3. So up here for your circumcenter, you'll have 3 something, and you'll need to find y. Okay, now we kept this equation, so in order to figure out your y, since you already have your x, and it's y equals 1/2 x plus 3/4, just plug in x, so you'll have y equals 1/2 times, and put it in a fraction just so it's easier, 3/1 plus 3/4. Using that, you'll have y equals 1 times 3 is 3, 2 times 1 is 2. So 3/2 plus 3/4. Therefore, you'll need to times these both by 2 in order to get these to be the same. So you'll have y equals 6/4, because 3 times 2 is 6 and 2 times 2 is 4, plus 3/4. And then when you add 6 and 3 together, it is 9, so it would be y equals 9/4. And that will be your y. Therefore, your circumcenter is 3 as your x, so it would be 3 and 9/4 over here. This is your x value, and this is your y value. That's how you figure out a circumcenter.